You've got the spirit and you're making it. You feel the challenge and you're taking it. Just keep your eyes on the horizon. Let your spirit soar.
Don't they look amazing? So each of our classes are assigned a group of instructors to help guide the students through the last 6.5 weeks. I'd like to introduce to you the instructors for class 2015-08. Leading the team, Barbara Bruin and Bill Schroeder. Michael Miller. Alejo LaRocca. And Rodney Bryant. Before the instructors take their seats, I just want to take a moment to recognize these individuals for their professionalism. We have the opportunity to work in a world-class training facility, but it's a dedication and hard work that these 5 individuals have put in the training program that help us produce the finest flight attendants in the industry. So on behalf of us all, thank you for a job well done. I'd like to also take a moment to recognize people that are working hard behind the scenes. So if our recruitment team, our training division, and also our production team, if you could please stand up, we'd like to recognize you as well. Thank you. We have a unique program here at Flight Service Training where a department at headquarters actually adopts a training class. They're here the first day to welcome our new employees. They stop by throughout training, sharing what they do and how they interact with our Flight Service Department. We were lucky enough to be adopted by Tech Ops under the direction of Mr. Norm Miller, and he's here today with us, so thank you. And I'd like to introduce to you our Director of Flight Service Training and Professional Development, Stephen Howell.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and good morning, class. All right, did you think this day would ever come? Yes, absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, as John said, I have the pleasure of supporting the learning organization here at American Airlines. And on behalf of all of us that make up the recruitment team and the policies and procedures, the staff functions, and everything that goes into preparing these crew members for their new careers, welcome, and thank you for sharing in this day with us. You know, it was about 6.5 weeks ago we came together for the very first time. You guys will recall that day, correct? Absolutely, over at the C.R. Smith Museum, and I'm sure that during that time you had no idea what lied in store for you, did you? No, we're looking at like blank faces. They're like 6.5 weeks. We've had a lot going on. But anyways, we had a lot to educate our new crew members on with the rich history of American Airlines. And I wanted to share with all of you that this select group of professionals seated before you here today, 48 of them were chosen out of nearly 245,000 applications over the last 18 months. So congratulations to each of you. You know, as we spoke last week, we talked a lot about greatness. You'll recall that? Absolutely, and creating those memorable experiences for our customers on each and every flight that you're on. So as you guys receive your wings here very soon, and you take to the skies and fly, please be sure to continue taking very special care of each other and extra special care of our customers, because they are counting on you. On behalf of all of us, once again, congratulations to each of you, and I ask you one last time, are you ready to be great? Yes, excellent. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, Vice President of Flight Service, Hector Adler.
Good morning. And good morning, ladies and gentlemen. If you were standing where I am this moment, you would see all these smiling faces, all these anxious faces, probably thinking to yourselves, Hector, whatever it is you're going to say, get it done, because we're ready to have our wings and move on. So I recognize that because that's exactly how I felt on my graduation day. So I plan to take some advice that my dad gave me many years ago, and this is a little story that I share at every graduation. You know, the very first time that I spoke to a graduating class, you know, it's always nerve-wracking, and you think, oh my God, what am I going to say? So I went to my dad and asked him, and he said, well, I don't really know what it is you do, but the only advice that I can give you is to be sincere, to be brief, and to be seated. So I plan to take him on that advice. Today is really a very special day, not only because we have new colleagues joining our company, but because approximately 1 hour ago, we received a single operating certificate from the Federal Aviation Administration, and as of this moment, we are officially the world's largest airline. It's really a privilege for me to lead the flight service team. It is a privilege for me to be here and to share this moment with each of you. As I said a few minutes ago, I attended a similar ceremony. I know everybody wants for me to say when that was. Let's just say that if my seniority were to be discussed, we would be using Roman numerals. The good news is that the letters AD after David would be used. But seriously, I can tell you that I recall my graduation day as if it were yesterday. I recall the pictures that we took. I recall where we were standing. I recall the rehearsal before we went to the graduating ceremony. But more importantly, I recall the dreams. I recall what we envisioned for our future and the plans that all of us as a class had made. And as I reflect back on that day, I can honestly tell you that any dream that I had that day pales in comparison to what happened as a result of the opportunities that those shiny new wings have provided for me and for my classmates. The opportunities that will become available to you are endless. As you experience new cultures, you're going to discover those wonderful little restaurants off the Piazza Navona in Rome, incredible pastries in Paris, unbelievable shopping in Buenos Aires. And you're going to start wondering, how could I have lived without these things before? In addition to that, you are going to develop interpersonal skills that will allow you to succeed with people from all walks of life. Your team of instructors have imparted the basic skills that you will need to perform in your new career. But how you use those skills and how you develop them over time not only will determine the success that you will have in your new role, but also your enjoyment in this amazing career. Now, and for the audience, if you're thinking, why did it take 6.5 weeks to train the team? That's a conversation that I constantly have with Stephen Howell. Why does it take you so long, Stephen? You haven't answered me yet. But really, the answer to that is because in addition to all the technical training that we do, there is another important component of becoming an American Airlines flight attendant, and that is the ability to understand our customers and to do right by our customers. You know, I have seen over the years this business change significantly. Technology has made a huge difference in the travel industry. It makes travel easier, it removes the barriers, you don't have to stand on lines anymore. But at the end of the day, technology will never replace the human touch. And that's an important concept to remember, because that's what this team does. They are, in essence, the soul or the attitude of the airline when it is all said and done. So when you stop and think and reflect about that, you know, their responsibility becomes very clear. They have to understand marketing, they have to understand sales, and they have to understand service, because all three things must come together if we are going to succeed as the world's largest airline. So the future of our company will depend on your actions each and every time that you step on the airplane each and every day. And when it is all said and done, regardless of what you were taught in these courses about customer service, I can tell you that I have been a student of that science for many years. There have been hundreds of books that have been written about it, and yours truly probably read them all and enrolled in I don't know how many courses in different schools to learn the secrets of customer service. But in the end, I have learned that the secrets are quite simple. And the first one is to approach the customer with a smile. Doesn't get any more simple than that. But really, if you think about it, a smile is a welcome mat. It is something that everyone understands. You don't have to be able to say, Buenas noches, bienvenido a bordo, as you board an airplane in Buenos Aires. All you have to do is smile, and you have just said that in 10 different languages. The second point about good customer service is using the person's name whenever possible. You know, we have an obligation to recognize the people that do business with us, the people that make our lives possible. And when you think about that, the importance of your name, you know, it is said that all of us love the sound of our names more than anything else. And as a flight attendant, you have a unique opportunity. You can peek at the boarding pass and read the name. You can take a look at that luggage tag, and that's incredibly impressive. People think, how did you know that? That's our secret to know. But it makes a huge difference. The third point about achieving excellent customer service is to maintain a neat, business-like appearance at all times. What that says is that we are trustworthy. And believe me, it is not easy to do that, especially when you're boarding an airplane somewhere in the Caribbean, the temperature is 100 degrees, the humidity is double that, and the temptation is to, oh, let me take this off. But think about the impact that it creates as you're welcoming someone on board the airplane when you're standing there looking like a true professional. The fourth point to remember is to make at least one non-business contact as you're delivering service. You know, anyone can deliver a drink or a tray, but if you add a short little conversation, such as, is this your first flight to Cancun or wherever you're going? I see that you're reading a book. Are you enjoying it? That makes a connection. That says to the person sitting in that chair that we recognize them as a human being. And then finally, if you say hello in the beginning and you say thank you at the end, and you really mean that thank you, that makes a huge difference. If you do those 5 things each and every day, you will be not only successful in your job, but you will have amazing rewards because people will treat you in kind. And what you give, you get in return 10 times. With the responsibility of caring for the safety and well-being of our customers, you will have some very trying moments, as I'm sure you already know from your work trips. And let me give you an example. If you look at this podium, it is square. If it had a handle, it could be confused as carry-on luggage, especially because it has wheels, right? But this big suitcase is not going to fit in the overhead bin, no matter how many people push or pull on it, even if 10 people get involved in the process, and even if it fit on the last flight. It will not fit on this one. So yes, the challenges are endless, because keep in mind that an airplane is the only public forum that a person cannot leave if he or she does not like what is taking place. So yes, your patience will be tested, but always keep in mind that there is no other place where patience, manners, and civility are more important to success than anything else. That's really the key in the end. As I look at you, you're all paying attention to me like you did the last time we met. I can say now that as my colleagues, and now we are officially colleagues, you probably don't have to remember anything that I just said. In fact, I know you won't, in about an hour from now. So I'd like to bring us all back to how we all started together. And it all started during that day at the interview. At the interview, you said two things. One was that you love to travel, and you underlined the word love with your voice. So we're going to keep our part of the bargain. You are going to travel, and to make sure that we over-deliver on that promise, you will do it even on holidays. Yes, including Christmas and New Year's. In addition to that, at your interview, you also said, I love people. I don't hear anybody giggling. Yes, you said that. The 240,000 others that didn't make it did not. They just wanted to travel, and there was no part about the people in between. So you did say that. That got you a seat in the chair, so that's really exciting. So now I'm going to ask you one last thing before we part as colleagues. And that is that when you have one of those really hard days, when there are not only one suitcase this big, but 10 this big, when 3 call buttons are ringing, the captain would like coffee with 1.3 creamers in it. And there is a baby crying, and someone who says, I want to get off this airplane. And you're thinking, are you serious? When all of that happens, and it's going to, think about the promise you made. I love people. So from this day on, at least pretend that you love people. Thank you, congratulations, and welcome. Welcome to the world's largest airline.
I know I've been going through changes, and which way to turn wasn't clear. It seemed I was lost in the strangeness, when all that I needed was here. I thought I was headed for nowhere, but everything's not like it seems. 'Cause life is a test, but it's all for the best, and all that it takes is a dream. I believe in me, and the feeling sets me free, 'cause I'm all I need to be. I believe in me, but it took you but I believe in me, and the feeling sets me free, 'cause I'm all I need to be. I believe in me, but it took you to make me see that I've everything I need, 'cause I believe in me. Yes, I do. I believe that there's a truth in everything I feel. Oh, and I believe in fantasy, 'cause I can make it real. I believe in me, and the feeling sets me free, 'cause I'm all I need to be. I believe in me, but it took you to make me see I have everything I need. I believe in me, yeah. I believe in me, the feeling sets me free, but it took you to make me see that I've everything I need. I believe in me. I believe in me.
So family members, I know you probably received late night phone calls that they were panicked. It was just a lot of work. There's so many tests. I think they managed to have a little bit of fun, don't you think, by the smiles on their faces? The class has selected a spokesperson to speak on behalf of the entire class and to share with you a little bit of their experiences within the last 6.5 weeks. It's my pleasure to introduce to you Jet Weddle.
Thank you, everyone. I'm truly honored and grateful to have the opportunity to stand here before everyone here today. And I want to thank you for my classmate to select me, trust me, believe in me, and not just that, you guys also teaching us that we can believe in each other. On behalf of everyone here, I'll say, congratulations. You are sitting here today because you have achieved a major milestone. And you are worked so hard to complete this journey in your life. And today's about to enjoy your accomplishment because you all deserve it. And while today it's about us, and there's another group has sacrificed themselves to work the long hours to make that all happen. And our instructors and families, on behalf of 15OA, I salute you guys. I stand up here today, present 48 students from all over the world. We have people from almost every state of America and have 11 from 11 other countries. We all from different backgrounds, not just personality and professionally. We have some are new to the airline industry and some are from another airline. But we have one thing in common, that the dream is to work for American Airlines. So what was our journey been like? Well, I only have a few minutes, so I'll keep that short. We arrived 44 days ago, and I can safely say none of us, we had any idea the adventure we were about to embark on. I'm not going to lie, it has been tough. a lot of sleepless nights, and erratic hours. Also, gallons of hairspray, and enough lipstick, and blush, and pantyhose. And enough of those can give the Kardashians a run for their money. But let's not forget about all of the coffees, sodas, and all was consumed. And please don't forget, do not take anything from those fancy snack tables. Even was very tempting though. Look back, we all wouldn't change a thing. It was the beginning of some great relationships, friend relationships, as well as a bonding moment, like wipe tears off from each other's face. But there's also a ton of cheers and hugs of encouragement and so much laughter. We were training on many different aircrafts, as well as domestically and international travel. We got to practice those emergency procedures. We have become leader that people can trust, and now we can execute drill commands that we can have saved people. We know where every piece of emergency equipment is located, no matter which aircraft we're on. We will never look at the planes and those pickles the same way again. You guys know what I talk about. Who else can put those canopy on the raft at just a few seconds in some of the worst weather conditions known to a man? We can. See the Alejo's photo? Major storm. We put on the raft in just a few seconds. And it wasn't all about a plane either. We learned many, many different cultures like Japan, Korean, and China. And a wine. We think Miss Ann, that was an amazing class. We much needed. So I can say those have been the most unforgettable 44 days in our lives. The job of flight attendants is varied and exciting and occasionally unpredictable. But we couldn't have asked a better group of our instructors to help us along the way. Barbara, your unique sense of Texan humor kept us laughing when we could have otherwise felt overwhelmed to even crack a little smile. I don't think any one of us will forget your barbarism. Even you only with us for a little bit over 2 weeks, but we never felt you ever left. Michael, you joined us after Barbara. Stepping after her is not an easy thing to do. But I don't think any of us was, amazed by seamless transaction that was clear the day you arrived and you held incredible knowledge. We loved you give us a good fist bump and followed by good job every time we pass the test and a drill. And we will miss that. Good job, guys. Ronnie, our Susie Boo. Your quiet and cool attitude keep us relaxed and was a welcome change from our daily stress. Your sense of humor and well-timed examples brought us back to reality, and we are all humans. We all make mistakes, but I don't do it. Not me. Alejo, your tough love approach was appreciated by all of us, more than you will ever be able to imagine. Your experience and passion enrolled us into the school of the Alejo. Even since the day one, we saw your big blue eyes stare at us without even blinking. We know we are in some serious business here. You raised the bar high, and we're so proud to be your little eagles. You push us to do our best but you're always there to help us along the way. Bill, you Papa Bear moment and heart to heart will never be forgotten. You were always down to earth and caring, and you made us feel loved. You always did your best to keep us sane throughout this entire adventure. You were essentially in help us create our home away from our home. You have tiptoed into our hearts with your charisma. Oh, sugar. As we all look around this auditorium, we see a sea of faces that we may have been strangers 2 months ago, but now we have become family and lifelong friends. In a few short hours, we will all go to separate destinations. But no matter how few or far between our meetings will be, we will always cherish the laughs, tears, and wonderful memories that we have for American Airlines Flight Attendants Class 1508. Take the moments you have made and know you are loved. Let's fly proudly, with your heart, confidently and safe. Family, friends, colleagues, and our special guests, thank you again for being here to celebrate our graduation from Flagship University with us. We are now invite you to sit back, relax, and come again in our journey. Thank you.
Well, are we ready to receive our wings? Okay. In preparation for the wing pinning ceremony, I'm going to ask the instructors and the students to please take their places. I will be reading the graduates' names, their base, and their hometown. Please hold your applauses until all three of the graduates have received their wings. Jennifer Amorin will be based in Dallas-Fort Worth. She's a Cantonese speaker from Honolulu, Hawaii. Sarita An will be based in Dallas-Fort Worth. She's a Chinese speaker from San Francisco, California. And Jorge Ariola will be based in Dallas-Fort Worth. He's a Spanish speaker from Enterprise, Alabama. Brian Chan will be based in Dallas-Fort Worth. He's a Chinese and Cantonese speaker from Atlanta, Georgia. Teresa Chavez will be based in Dallas-Fort Worth. She's from Los Angeles, California. And Sharon Chan will be based in Chicago. She's a Chinese speaker from Thorwood, New York. Irene Ji-Suk Chung will be based in Dallas-Fort Worth. She's a Korean speaker from New York City, New York. Dorothea Chow will be based in Dallas-Fort Worth. She's a Cantonese speaker from San Francisco, California. And Kelly Dravijas Cook will be based in Dallas-Fort Worth. She's from Denver, North Carolina. Chelsea Danes will be based in Washington, D.C. She's from Columbus, Ohio. Marianne de Villa Santalis will be based in Miami. She's an Italian and Spanish speaker from Maracaibo, Venezuela. And Alexa Daphne Davinsky will be based in Dallas-Fort Worth. She's from West Palm Beach, Florida. Felicia Frazier will be based in Dallas-Fort Worth. She's from Atlanta, Georgia. Melanie Fu will be based in Los Angeles. She's a Chinese speaker from Taipei, Taiwan. And Daniel Guan will be based in Dallas-Fort Worth. He's a Chinese and Cantonese speaker from Honolulu, Hawaii. Anna Guidry will be based in Miami. She's from Keller, Texas. Pinning her wings is her mother, Debbie Guidry, an American Airlines flight attendant, and her father, Captain Jack Guidry, an American Airlines pilot. Erica Jefferson will be based in Dallas-Fort Worth. She's from the Bay Area, California. And Xu Jiang will be based in Dallas-Fort Worth. She's a Chinese speaker from New York City, New York. Peter Joseph will be based in Washington, D.C. He's from Long Beach, California. Xavier Ko will be based in Dallas-Fort Worth. She's a Chinese and Cantonese speaker from Hong Kong. And Luna Kota Roberts will be based in LaGuardia. She's a Japanese speaker from Boston, Massachusetts. Tori Kovaleski will be based in Miami. She's from Boise, Idaho. Joseon Lam will be based in Los Angeles. He's a Chinese and Cantonese speaker from Los Angeles, California. And J.K. Lawler will be based in Dallas-Fort Worth. He is from Raleigh, North Carolina. Jimmy Leong will be based in Dallas-Fort Worth. He's a Cantonese speaker from San Francisco, California. Han Chang Thomas Lee will be based in Dallas-Fort Worth. He's a Chinese speaker from Taiwan. And Holland Lin will be based in Dallas-Fort Worth. He's a Chinese speaker from Los Angeles, California. Denise Liu will be based in Chicago. She's a Chinese speaker from San Jose, California. Wendy Liu will be based in Chicago. She's a Chinese speaker from Richmond, Virginia. And Carly Mays will be based in Boston. She's from Sacramento, California. Camille Mobley will be based in LaGuardia. She's from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Pinning her wings is her aunt, Deidre Milanes, a retired TWA flight attendant. Justine Park will be based in LaGuardia. She's from Huntington, New York. And Samuel Patino will be based in Dallas-Fort Worth. He's a Spanish speaker from Half Moon Bay, California. Spencer Kieron Reddy will be based in Boston. He's from Princeton, New Jersey. Lawrence Xiao will be based in Dallas-Fort Worth. He's a Chinese speaker from San Francisco, California. And Marshall Strelo will be based in LaGuardia. He's from Las Vegas, Nevada. Fanny Xu will be based in Dallas-Fort Worth. She's a Chinese and Cantonese speaker from Brooklyn, New York. Brian Takeuchi will be based in Dallas-Fort Worth. He's from Cypress, California. And Ari Torres Maisonet will be based in Boston. He's a Spanish speaker from San Juan, Puerto Rico. Xiao Yu Wang will be based in Dallas-Fort Worth. She's a Chinese speaker from Chengdu, China. Vicky Wang will be based in Dallas-Fort Worth. She's a Chinese speaker from Denver, Colorado. And Jet Weddle will be based in Dallas-Fort Worth. She's a Chinese speaker from Shanghai, China. Chandria Williams will be based in Dallas-Fort Worth. She's from Arlington, Texas. Elena Wolf will be based in Miami. She's from Denver, Colorado. And Caitlin Xu will be based in Dallas-Fort Worth. She's a Chinese speaker from Dallas, Texas. Natalia Yepes will be based in Miami. She's a Spanish and Portuguese speaker from Miami, Florida. Jessie Yu will be based in Dallas-Fort Worth. She's a Chinese and Cantonese speaker from McKinney, Texas. And Michael Zhen will be based in Chicago. He's a Chinese speaker from Queens, New York. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to introduce to you American Airlines' newest flight attendants, the graduated class of 2015-08. Okay, have a seat. Well, you know how we like our videos, right? We have one more for you. This one we prepared especially for you in your honor. So sit back and enjoy. And finally, I'd like to add my personal congratulations to the class. You've worked very, very hard. And I know we spent a lot of time for the last 6.5 weeks, but I don't want you to think of this as a goodbye, but actually a welcome into the family that is the new American Airlines, now the largest airline in the world. So congratulations once again.